So I'm just going to walk through until we can work this out. And I'm going to walk through what we're going to do here today. And I want to recognize a couple of people and a couple of things. So Jimmy Hank Pizza from down near Philly and Harleysville is the Frico King. And he joins us here today. I'm very excited. Thank you, my friend, for joining me on this. And
thanks for having me.
oh, I can hear you loud and clear now. We're in business.
Okay, I took my AirPod out, so there's something going on with my AirPods, maybe.
Like I said, technology is great until it doesn't work, right? So,
Exactly.
guys, we apologize. Thanks for your patience here. But Jimmy is a friend of mine, and we became friends through pizza. And we are actually kind of going through a pretty big project together right now. And we are planning a Pizza Masterclass. It's sort of a charity event, raising funds for students at Lackawanna College to go toward helping the program and scholarships and things like that. So we have both stepped up here, and we said, wouldn't it be fun if we could do a Pizza Masterclass and we can show people, how to make dough from scratch all the way through. And what we've been working on for the last, say, month and a half or so is accumulating a bunch of partners to do this with. And Jimmy, I don't know about you, but when we started reaching out about this and these vendors were like, oh my gosh, yes, I'm in. I was blown away that the support we've been receiving for this class.
Yeah, we definitely had a ton of really good responses right out the gate, and a lot of people were eager to help. So we got some really cool stuff that we're going to have in the swag bag for the class.
And I happen to have it right there, right here. I attempted to stack these up for effect before, but they didn't want to stay leaning. But why don't you tell them why this pan in my hand is important and what's so cool about it?
So the Lloyd pans are basically the Ferrari of pans that you're going to want to use for Detroit style pizza. That's an 8x10 size, which is the size I predominantly make, which I really like the 8x10 size because, you can do a little bit more variety with it. You do two 8x10s if you're having a large group, and you can do a plain and a pepperoni, or you can vary your toppings on it. So you can make a lot of different pizzas for, with a lot of variety. So, but the Lloyd pans are, they have a non-stick coating. They're extremely durable. A lot of professionals use them, and they hold up great. I mean, they're the best pans out there, and they're pricey. That's the other thing. But they're gonna last you a lifetime.
Now, why is it important to have a non-stick Detroit pan like this, Jimmy?
So the most important part is to get the pizza out of the pan. If you don't have a good non-stick pan, using a proper spatula, it's going to be difficult. But with these pans, it'll basically jump right out with a little help from the spatula. So, and the spatula is another thing we're going to throw into the swag bag. So you're going to basically have this kit to get started with Detroit style pizza. You get the pan, you get the spatula, and then we're also going to have some other items as well. But no, going back to the pan. So Lloyd pans, best in the business. They make all different sizes, but 8x10 is the size we're going with. And we're going to walk you through the whole process of how to do a proper Detroit style pizza with a nice Frico crust.
Now, I always say that Frico, and no, you get the Frico higher than I can, but that is the most delicious bite in all of pizza. That cheese crown around the edge is just ridiculously good.
Exactly.
So love that. And so anybody that comes to our class is going to get, this Lloyd pan. So we have a stack. This is pretty heavy here. So we have a stack of the Lloyd pans that we're going to give one to everybody, as well as the world famous Frico King spatula. So pretty cool. So we have a number of other sponsors here, and we'll talk about what else is going on. But I thought maybe we can get started making some pizzas here and kind of walk people through what we're doing and what we're thinking.
Yeah, man. I think we're both going to do a New York style, right?
We are. And as you know, my dough is still ice cold because, I had my son, I was getting him a haircut, running behind. So my dough is ice cold. So tip number one is do not use cold dough when you don't take it out of the fridge and use it. And I'm going to attempt to do that right now.
And what happens happens when you use cold dough? Why do you not want to use cold dough?
Well, I think it makes it's very difficult to stretch at that point. It actually makes the pizza tougher, in my opinion. And when you're pressing it out, like it's much more brittle and easier to break and burst the gluten and the bubbles there. So you're kind of, you don't get this light airy crust. You get this tough. If you've ever like bitten onto a slice and you had to like pull,
Yep.
chances are they might be using cold dough at the pizzeria right out of the fridge. That's one telltale sign they're using cold dough. So I'm going to try to work around that because we're in a bit of a hurry today. We got to show people how to do it. But as I was talking to Jimmy getting set up, he said, well, why don't you warm it up, set it on top of the oven? So I got a tip. I learned something, just kind of prepared.
That's what I just did. I only have one dough here, so I got one shot to make this pizza work. This was an extra one I had from the weekend, so I actually reballed it this morning and then put it back in the fridge. Took it out of the fridge probably around 3 o'clock, and then it was still too cold. And then so I did the same thing. I threw it on top of the oven and let it warm up a little bit. So right now it's let's see where we're at. It says 70. It's like it says 62. Yeah, 78. So
okay,
it's not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah. So it should open right up.
All right. So before we get started, Joseph has asked us, is there a big difference between regular round pizza and dough and pan-fried Sicilian? Can you use one dough for both? And well, the simple answer, and I like to stress simplicity in my pizza making, kind of keep it simple. The simple answer is yes. You can use, dough only has a certain amount of ingredients, right? Most doughs only start with flour, water, yeast, and salt. We tend to add sugar and oil up here in NEPA and in a lot of places. But if you have that sort of 6-ingredient formula, you can make a New York style pizza with it. Not necessarily, if you're adding sugar, you don't want to cook it in this oven, so to speak. But you can also make a pan-fried Sicilian or a Detroit with these doughs. The thing is, you want to adjust your formula to optimize your results for each style. And that's kind of what we're going to do in the class. I'm going to teach you a New York style dough, and Jimmy's going to teach you a Detroit style dough.
Yeah, and they're really not that different. It's mostly going to be the hydration that's going to be different for the two styles. But that's not to say if you have a leftover New York style dough ball, yeah, go for it. Make a pan fried Sicilian with it. I mean, it's not ideal. It's not the probably the best dough to do it with, but it'll work. It's not going to be. It's still going to taste good. So.
Exactly. Yeah, I totally agree. Sorry, my little guy had a little question.
That's all right.
He might come visit me out here.
I got mine's right here too, roaming around the deck, so I'm sure he'll make an appearance.
The Frico Prince and the Pizza Prince.
That's right.
Exciting. All right, so you only have one dough. I have 3 doughs here, and none of them are in good shape. But that's okay. That adds to the pressure. I like a little pressure.
All right, so you're getting what do you got there on your bench? Semolina?
Semolina, and I don't know if you saw my post a couple of weeks ago. This is like a blend of coarse and fine semolina.
The same thing. Mine's here. I don't know if I can show the camera. Mine's sort of got it in here. Mine's a mix of fine and coarse as well. I like the texture better than just going all coarse or all fine. It's sort of a nice middle ground.
I feel like if you go all coarse, it sort of starts falling off and kind of makes a mess. But just enough coarse. Mm-hmm. I like how it acts as a ball bearing, first of all, when you're launching into the oven. But I just like the taste and the texture that it creates.
Yep. I'm gonna try to back my camera up here a little bit so we can see. No, hold on. Hold on one sec.
I better check what my oven is running at. It's been going for a little while.
There we go.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to back mine down. Let's go low. So my oven is at 967 degrees right now, and that is not optimal.
It's a little too hot.
technical
running a little hot.
difficulties. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is actually shut this off and kind of let it cool down as we're preparing. But for a New York style pizza, I like to launch mine at about 775 to 825 is the range I'm going for. Normally that's too hot for a deck oven, but with ovens like these where the flame sort of is above the stone,
Yep.
The cold dough is going to cool the stone down quickly, so you need enough heat stored in there to transfer into the bottom of the pizza to get that crispy bottom. And I will add, we're going to teach outdoor ovens such as the Gozney and the Ooni, as well as a home oven in this class. So there's different approaches and different nuances to it. One of the major nuances, of course, is keeping your temperatures right and making sure that you're setting yourself up for success.
Yeah. And I'm glad you mentioned using the home oven too, because you don't necessarily need one of these ovens to make a good pizza at home. You can make a pretty fine pizza in your standard home oven that goes up to 500 or 550 degrees. There's just some tricks to kind of optimize it, which we're gonna probably go over in class.
Yeah, we'll take care of that. We can't give it all away here tonight, right? Otherwise, we're not going to raise the money for the cause. But we'll have some fun with it. So let's see what we got here. I'm very nervous.
Pull your dough out. Yeah, I'm going to pull mine out here too. See how she's looking.
All right. Not bad. Not bad. Not great though. So when you're flouring the dough, you want to get it on all sides, right?
Yep.
And this is something we'll cover in much more detail, because this is like the first thing that noobs always have a problem with is stretching the dough.
Yep.
And myself included. I remember, when I started back in the pizzeria, I was 14 years old, and I remember that being the biggest barrier to me making a pie. Was the initial stretch, keeping it round.
Yep.
Keeping it in the middle, like not thinning out the middle. And we're going to share some approaches as to how to not thin it out, how to stretch it evenly, because every time you touch this dough, it impacts the final product.
Yep.
So
exactly. And I'm sure we'll go over a couple different techniques to stretching here as well too. I know you might use a little bit of a different technique than me, and I'm by no means a New York style expert. I sort of gravitate more toward the pan styles, but I do enjoy all styles, so I like to stay up on how to make them.
Now, in addition to these, Jimmy, I see there's that Neapolitan slab. Where did you learn that? Tell them where you learned that.
So I learned this at the Pizza University from Leo Spazzieri, and Enzo Caccia was invited to a little wood-fired Neapolitan class, which was pretty cool. And I just got a tear in mine. So here's a good tip. I just got a hole in mine. You can probably see it here. Yeah. This dough is not the best. So you can just fold it over and just give it a little pound and patch it up. That'll usually do the trick. So this is a little bit delicate. It might be a little bit overproofed since it was from the weekend. So we're Wednesday. I made this dough on Saturday. No, did I make it Saturday? I think I made it last Friday. So
that's getting older and more brittle.
Yep.
So very delicate hands. But I think that's important, just to know what to do when something goes wrong. And we're not just going to tell you how to do it right. You have to be resourceful sometimes and figure it out, right? So that's very helpful.
More could go wrong with this tonight, because there's some thin spots here. So we'll see how it goes. This could be an adventure.
Sorry, I got you. But I think making pizza on live is so pressure packed, because people analyze your style, and if you make one mistake, and who knows, we're not in optimal conditions with our dough. We do have two people asking what ovens we're using, Jimmy. And I said I have the Gozney Arc XL.
Yep.
And this over here is the Gozney Dome. But tell them what you're using.
I have a Ooni. Actually, I have two Ooni Coda 16s here. I just have one of them fired up, so that's what I'm using.
How long did you preheat yours for?
Usually about 20 to 30 minutes. I usually, I think 20 is the minimum. I like to go 30 just to make sure that heat gets all the way through the stone, and it's, it's just not the top half of the stone that's warm. So you get a good, especially if you're making more than one pizza back to back. The stone will recharge a little quicker.
Yeah, a good soak of the stone is important.
Yeah. So what are you going with for toppings there, Jim?
So I was planning on getting a little more elaborate to try to impress you, but ran out of time. So we have some Hormel pepperoni, and I believe Hormel's going to be taking care of the class members as well. Is that right?
Correct. Yes, they're another sponsor. So yeah, they're sending pepperoni. I believe they're sending some of their cup and char pepperoni for the swag bags, as well as for us to use during class.
Awesome. So I'm also using right now, this is just a very simple sauce, Tomato Magic from Stanislaus, and they're supporting the event as well as their sister company Corto. Amazing olive oil there. Now this is like a $35 bottle of olive oil here?
Yeah, I think they're like 30 on
30?
maybe 25 or 30 on Amazon.
So this is included in the class as well. So just an awesome giveaway. And we did the taste testing. I know you did as well out there, and it just blows my mind, the difference.
Super fresh. Yeah, super fresh California olive oil. It goes from the field to the bottle in like a few hours. It's amazing the process they go through. But yeah, really good stuff. Speaking
Incredible.
of sauce, I have to go grab mine. I'm not doing a red sauce. I'm doing a buffalo chicken pizza.
Oh, this guy now showing off for the people.
I had some leftover buffalo chicken, just chicken breasts I did in a crock pot with some Frank's Red Hot, just some pulled chicken for the week. And so yeah, I just have some here. It's in this container. So I'm gonna throw that on, and I'm actually gonna throw some pepperoni on as well. If you've never done buffalo chicken with pepperoni, game changer.
That is the way. That's the way.
And I learned that one from Eddie's Pizza 412. He's the first one to turn me on to that, and man,
incredible.
It's crazy good.
Incredible.
So I'm gonna go grab my sauce real quick.
All right. Well, I'll try to carry it from here. See if we have any questions. Any more questions here? I see Joe has joined. Very famous for his Robusto sauce. All right, guys. So I've rolled out the dough, sauced it. Not a sponsor, wish they were, but I used the Locatelli cheese here, and I do like how it gives a little fresh, that sort of richness to the whole flavor profile. So we like to give a little. Jimmy's still mic'd up. So I do like to do little Locatelli cheese underneath the mozzarella cheese. Then we are going to come in with the grande mozzarella cheese. If you follow me for any length of time, there's my little guy. What's up, bud?
Hey guys.
What are you going in the hot tub?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Go. All right. I'll help you out in a minute. Okay.
Must be warm up there in Northeast PA.
Yeah, you never know what you're gonna get with it. When
my little guy's right here.
Involved.
He can step in and say hello.
Yeah. Hey, buddy. Good to see you, man.
Yeah.
So the Pizza Prince, you never know what you're gonna get. He's an entertainer, folks.
Daddy, are you making me a cheese pizza?
Yeah. Well, yep. Cheese pizza right here, bud.
That's what he said.
Yep, that's what he says.
All right, I'm gonna so do you got your topping, getting your cheese on there?
Yeah, did I?
Yeah, so this is grande whole milk mozzarella.
I got the same thing.
Yeah,
I got
anybody that follows us, grande is the move here.
I've got the diced. Are you using diced or shredded?
I hand shredded this one myself off the block.
Oh,
So.
okay. I have the whole milk diced that's already diced in a bag. This stuff is awesome because it's like, they don't use any anti-caking agents. It's essentially just diced right off the block. And you can see, I don't know if you can see, like, it's really nice fine dice. It's like smaller than a quarter inch.
How's
Really
the
good
coverage
stuff.
on that?
And it melts really nicely.
So while you're doing that, I'll point out something that I did wrong here, and that is leave the pizza on the counter way too long. So this makes my life more difficult. Hopefully, I floured it properly, and hopefully, I can slide the peel underneath it to pick it up.
I've been doing. I don't know if the audience noticed. I've been doing the same thing. Like I've been kind of sliding mine around here periodically, and I don't know if you go back and watch it. Like every now and then, I just slide it, make sure it's not sticking. So that's definitely a good point there, Jim. Especially once you get the sauce on there, you really got to work fast.
Mm-hmm. And one thing I notice people do, especially noobs, and I don't mean that in a derogatory sense, because new pizza makers are welcome at our class because we're catering to a broad audience here.
Absolutely.
So whether you're getting in or whether you want to take it to the next level, that's why there are two of us here, and we'll make sure that you get the proper instruction, and that's why it's a small group, right?
Yep.
So the other thing that I was doing, you were moving it to keep it going. Back in the old days, we used to blow underneath it in the pizzeria, but COVID kind of killed that practice. So
actually, I don't know if you saw that question pop up. Somebody said, why did you not build the pizza on the peel? So it kind of goes back to that. It's, if you build it on the peel, especially if you're using a perforated peel, it's like game over. You don't want to build on a perforated peel.
Right. A wooden peel can take the moisture a little bit better, I think.
Yep.
And because when I worked in the pizzeria, that's what we did. We would build it on the peel, launch it. But I mean, you're in a, kind of a commercial setting where you're just pumping them in one after the other, and not a big deal because, it's on the, when I was in my prime, maybe it's on the peel for 30 to 40 seconds, something like that. Never really timed myself, but so we did okay there because we floured it properly there. So we'll stretch
So I'm going to get
it out.
my buffalo chicken, my shredded chicken on here. And then you've noticed I didn't put any sauce on here yet. I'm going to throw that on last. So my sticking concerns aren't quite as much as yours with the heaviness of the sauce weighing it down.
You don't have the sauce. Our entertainer here is hopefully keeping the viewers engaged. So I'm ready to launch here, but I'm gonna give away another trick here that for people that aren't comfortable launching, right? Because I'm just feeling generous tonight, right? So no idea what my temperature is. Yeah, it's way too hot in there. I'm gonna incinerate this pizza, but when you go to launch your pizza for the first time, you can feel really claustrophobic and you can really have a lot of stress. So the best way that I used to think to practice was to get a towel and do it. But then I realized, what's the difference between a stone in the oven and your countertop, right? So when I want to practice or show somebody how to practice, I show you put the peel down flat, you elevate it, I don't know, about 30 degrees or something like that.
Yep.
And then we shake it off and then we just pull it back.
Yep.
Right. And you can get your practice reps just like that on and off. And as long as you floured it properly and you don't have thin spots, you can do that all day. Although,
and that towel tip's a good one for learning how to do that Neapolitan slap as well, which maybe we'll do that in class. I was just showing somebody else how to do that, practicing with a kitchen towel, and you can kind of like, slap the towel down like it's a piece of dough. It's not quite the same, but you get the motion.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have to learn that because I did not take that class, so I got to really watch the bottom of this when I launched it way too hot. Now this is a turning peel, that will use it. It makes it much easier getting in there, spinning your pizza around. Let's see. I want to turn this one as quickly as possible because I think I'm going to incinerate the bottom at 930 degrees at the base of the stone here.
I might bring my camera around here. Maybe I'll have my assistant pick up the camera for me. And hold on.
What? You all right, bud? Okay.
Here.
Oh, you want me to hold the tripod?
Yeah, you want to hold that?
Like this?
Sure. Yeah, there you go. Here, come over here while I get this on the peel first.
Am I good? I can't really see.
Right there. Okay. So we're gonna slide this on, and then when you get it on, it's gonna be a little misshapen. So you want to kind of make it back into a circle. All right.
How does it look?
Good. Okay. Now come over here, Karen. I'm gonna launch this. Right there. Then we're gonna go in. We go, and I like to turn the flame down. I'm going to go for a little bit of a lower, slower bake.
Is it now?
I'm going to flip this around here. There we go.
Oh,
And I just incinerated the pizza for those hoping for that to happen.
There you go. So you mentioned the turning peel. So I have one here too. It's a little smaller round, it's probably like an 8-inch round, which makes it easier to just get in there under the pizza and turn it.
Mm-hmm.
So what I typically do, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jim, and what your approach is, I usually like to let it go about 30 or 40 seconds before I go in for that first turn.
Mm-hmm.
Because that way your dough is set at the bottom and you're going to have less of a chance of it tearing when you go in with your peel. Another tip is come in with your peel and warm it up. Like put it up at the top of the oven and get it a little bit warm so you're not going in with the cold peel because that's going to grab your dough. And then we're just going to go in like this on the one side and turn. So we're going to turn about 180 degrees. And you can see this side is starting to get a char and the other side's going to cook now. It's back
And hopefully,
by the flame.
now what's the difference between tucking it or keeping it out on the right-hand side toward the lip and pushing it all the way in?
So yeah, what I guess that's another good point is once you kind of learn your oven and what you're doing, see mine has the flame in the back and on the left side, so that's the hottest part of the oven. So if you move it up here to the front right's going to be the coolest part of the oven, and then you get a little bit more forgiveness. So if you see that something's cooking a little bit quicker than you want it to, you can kind of manipulate it around in the oven to get to a cooler part of the oven. And then, yeah, then you just keep going in and spinning it probably every like 20 or 30 seconds. Keep an eye on it. Check the booty. Check the bottom every now and then. See how you're doing. And then I have a screen here I'm going to land it on when it's done. It's always another good tip is to land it on a screen or like some kind of a cooling rack, so you get a little bit of airflow underneath. You don't want to take it out of this scorching hot oven and throw it onto like a wood board, because all that heat is gonna condensate, and then your dough is gonna be a little gummy and soft, so you're not gonna get that nice crispy, New York style pizza.
And I'm doing the same thing here. I have the cooling rack as well. Of course, I got distracted going to look and read comments. So I have a little, here's my finished product. Here's my faux pas here.
Yep.
But overall, after we recovered.
Yeah, this is looking current. Here, let's get over to the light here and take a look at it. I think there's still a couple blonde spots. Yeah, could use a little bit more.
So it's also darker than it looks here. So it's actually pretty challenging to keep get a look at the color. Usually I can actually, I don't know if you do this, but this might sound weird. I kind of cook by smell too.
Yep.
You know, so like you can kind of sense that part, that spot right before it burns. And
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually going to take this out. It should be fine. Curran doesn't like his pizza with too much char on it, so we're gonna take this out. And this actually did stick. It's not quite as round as I like it, but you can see it's kind of a little bit misshapen. Not
Mhm.
too bad, but I did have a little bit of a stick as it was going in to launch it, so that's what caused that.
it happens all the greats, right? It matters how it tastes, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
We
Nope.
used to say if it's oddly shaped, you just call it artisanal and you're all set.
100%. All right, I'm going to bring this back over here. Flip it around.
What do you think, Curran? How do you do?
Good.
Good?
Smells good. You want to go grab some paper plates?
What?
And a cutter?
Like a round?
Yeah, that's fine.
So you're gonna sauce that up. I guess let's take a quick second here and just kind of show people what else we have in the sort of the package. So
Sure.
one of the things that we have is actually, this is a handy tool. We have the spatula, but this is a dough scraper. This one happens to be by GI Metal. I'm not sure exactly which brand we're getting, but when it comes to taking your dough out of whether you're using a proofing box like this, or some people do it on like cookie sheets or sheet pans, the dough always kind of touches here, and it's a challenge to get out. So this easily helps you slide between. And anybody, you know, who's been making pizza a while knows this is like an absolute necessity here, and it jumps right out of the pan. This actually feels a little bit more workable now, finally.
Actually going to
Smells good.
do a little peek here on the booty.
Show us.
So it looks pretty nice.
Right here.
I got a little extra charring up here, but yeah, that bottom looks nice.
I put them.
Why, Jimmy, why don't you have Curran tell us a little bit about what he knows about pizza and finishing them and the importance of sending them out?
Oh man, you're putting him on the spot. He's leaving now.
Oh man, kid
He's
is
just
the
seen his
future,
face.
future pizza legend on our hands. The guy,
Yeah, he's the finisher, man. He does he finishes my Detroit pizzas. He sauces and does the pecorino. He actually said he wanted to finish this one, so maybe we'll get him in here. I get some blue cheese. No, it's not chunky. We got some smooth blue cheese, which is important because it's not going to go through the squeeze bottle if you're using chunky. It'll clog up. So you got to get a nice smooth blue cheese, which is harder to find than you think. It's difficult. So,
no kid.
yeah. So do you want to sauce it? You want to do a little swirl, or how do you want to do it?
Diagonal?
You want to do diagonals?
Yeah.
You do whatever you want.
The guy's an artist.
Then we'll hit it with some more buffalo sauce too. So go ahead, get in. No, go ahead. You don't have to do too much. Just you know how to do it. All right, nice. All right. Now you want to do a swirl of buffalo?
Here, I'm
Put a little extra buffalo sauce on there.
gonna do the sauce.
All right. You can do a swirl. Do a swirl. Yeah. Yeah. Start in the middle.
10,000.
Go around. There you go. Nice. Okay. Cool. And here we go, Jim. This is the last piece that we finish them off with. We got a little sliced celery that we like to put on our buffalo chicken pizza.
That is always controversial, Jimmy. How about hit us in the comments, guys? Celery on or celery off? What do you think?
I like
I like it.
I like the texture. It gives it a nice little like unexpected crunch and just freshness. The other thing you can do is scallion too. A little fresh sliced scallion. I just like the color as well. Like it gives it a nice little, that pop of color, which is cool. Yeah, it's good.
scallions. I love scallions. Buddy, you got to come over here so they can see what they're doing.
Oh, good.
All right, you want me to slice this up? Yeah. Should be cooled down enough to slice it. I'm gonna turn this oven off. All right.
I'm on break as well.
He's making a pizza.
Yeah,
Nice.
he didn't let me stretch it all the way, so this is gonna be a real thick pie here. It's supposed to be a 14-inch pie. I think I might maybe 11 inches. So, but it'll be good, right?
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna see if you can hear the crunch. I don't have a metal. I have this.
I can bring it close.
You want to go get? Huh? No. The mic here. Right.
What do you want to do?
I have this clear plastic cutter, which is kind of cool.
Really?
I don't know if you've ever seen that before.
No.
It's kind of. I don't know where I got this. I might have gotten it as a gift, but it's kind of cool. But just here, I'm gonna put the mic like close to the pizza here, see if you can hear the crunch.
A little bit, just a little bit.
Did you
Just a
catch that?
pinch.
Did you catch that crunch, Jim?
I have the noise canceling set on this, so it isolates voice. Sorry about that.
Crunch, not too bad.
I ruined your moment.
This smells really good, actually. Smells really good. You want a piece? Here.
Here's your cheese.
Here. Here.
What?
So
You can't serve that now. Put your hands. All right, you got to eat that one yourself. The whole thing.
look, yeah, this is like there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff on top of this pizza, and we got no flop. Look at that.
It's a beautiful job there.
A lot of celery on this one.
Awesome job, fellas. And I think that's like a cool thing about making your own pizza, right? Like I know, you share your journey quite often through COVID and whatnot, but like it's so rewarding and it's so communal too, right? So like this is I didn't expect that we would have a cool experience out here with our sons. I thought we were just a couple of pizza dorks getting on Facebook Live doing our thing, but the cool kids are here, so that's a good thing. So you kind of do it together. And
yeah.
Do you want to do some pepperonis on there? Let's go.
You want another one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's asking for another one.
All right, the man knows what
Yes.
It was all in the finishing there.
That came out actually pretty nice, the bake on that, and then if you can, I don't know if you can see the crumb there on the cornicione.
Oh, you got a little rise there. Very nice light. That's that Neapolitan slap there.
That's probably the best buffalo chicken I've ever had, besides the Detroit. Because it's your pizza.
I don't know if you picked that up.
Smiley?
I don't know if the mic picked that up. He said it was probably the best buffalo chicken he's had. Best buffalo chicken pizza he's had besides the Detroit.
Because it's your pizza. But
It was all in the finishing, bud.
the other
You
ones
did a great job.
I've had have been pretty good too.
So mine's a little dense, but you can see the difference in how we stretched it, right?
Mhm.
Mine's a little more compact, right? So actually, there's a bit of a foul here, but because I had the temp too high, if you look closely, that's the wretched gum line.
Yeah.
We don't want that, guys, and we'll show you how to prevent that.
Yeah.
But
You can see I've got a little unevenness in my stretch too. Like there's a real thin, and then it's a little thicker. So,
Mhm.
But yeah, you get those little inconsistencies every now and then, but
Oh my God.
still a pretty good pipe, pretty good pizza, pretty good bake.
One more. Well, let's bake this one, and then we'll see what's going on. Oh man,
Here
now I have
comes-
to add this to my slice counter. I didn't even realize I bit into it.
I'm going to this buffalo chicken a lot. So,
Yeah.
yeah, give me another one.
You want another one?
I
Yeah,
would say
bro.
this one's not burnt.
Good.
This one's
So
probably be good. All right,
Aaron's crushing slices over here. He's got it going on to his third one.
love it. Everybody's getting fed. Oh, got a little sauce on there. All right, we'll get it.
Man,
in
I
there,
should have.
buddy.
I wish I had another dough ball. I could make another. I'd make another pizza right now, but
The other thing is, you want to keep your peel clean. There was a little bit of cheese hanging over the edge, which was going to end up in the oven there, and that makes a mess. And then you got to get rid of that mess. Oh, we got a sticker. No, we worked through it.
yeah, That's actually, yeah, that's a good point too. If you have a mishap with your launch and your peel gets messy, you definitely want to clean it off before the next one. With these metal peels, I like using a little steel wool on them. Usually does them good.
I don't know if you can see that, but there's a long sauce strip there that I just battled through.
Yeah.
I don't know if you probably, it doesn't look like you can see it, but that's why you want to work clean, right, bud?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
10 million subscribers. We're only like
Okay.
9.99 million away.
No.
What do you think? How do we do?
You didn't make it?
He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to share the pizza with his brother.
Uh-oh. You're
You
gonna have to
don't, you don't get it.
come up to NEPA and get it up here, I guess.
You good? The dog's trying to get a slice now too.
Look at that. So I'm making a 14-inch pie here just because I had that size dough, but I think it's more rewarding to make a smaller pizza because you get more variety and more reps. I don't know what you think about it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's sort of what way I feel about those 8x10 Detroits. Like when you think about, most people when they think 8x10, they're like, oh, that's really small. But really it feeds two people easily. Sometimes three. I mean, I usually only eat like one or two slices myself.
There's a ton of cheese on them. I think people.
Yeah, and it's a little bit more dough too. So it's you're back up. But yeah, I mean, I like 14-inch for doing round pizzas myself. A little bit easier to handle. A 16-inch pizzas, you start getting into a little bit of a tougher realm of launching, especially with the ovens too. Like with these outdoor ovens, it's a little bit tougher to get in there and work the pizza and turn it because you're really limited in space. So 14-inch is probably like the optimal size for these ovens, I think.
I did do a 16 in here, and it came out, but it's a little bit of a labor, as you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a little bit of a learning curve.
Instead of this, the Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, go ahead.
Show them?
Yeah, show them. The kid's a showman. I can't help it here. He wants to show.
Can we see who's on our live? I can't even see who's on here.
Because you're not on live chat.
Let's see. Let me come see.
Look at that.
Nice.
Let's see. Welcome, Doug. Welcome, Kenny. And well, Sarah, Bob. Good to have you with us.
Hit live chat.
It's on.
No, it's
If
not.
there's any comments here before we do the next part here.
Oh.
So while we're doing that, Jimmy, I want to do just kind of recognize a couple more of our sponsors that are helping us out. So we need to send people home with flour. I do happen to love the Caputo blue flour. This one, Caputo's not a sponsor, but Orlando's helped me out on the pricing here for these. This is a great pizza flour, and it's readily available, which is important for us. There are other flours out there that we do recommend. It's just like they're Italian flours that are really hard to get your hands on, or you're paying I don't know, $120 to get a 50-pound bag shipped to you. So a company I've been using for a long time, Urban Slicer, sent this. So this is like the gateway drug for making pizza dough. Maybe that's the wrong way to say it. But a lot of people think that pizza dough is like voodoo magic. I mean, my mother still asks where I bought the pizza a lot of the time. It's like, what I mean? Like, I've been making dough forever, so, but like this dough is just add water and it's ready in just a couple hours, and it acts and behaves and tastes like real pizza dough because it is real pizza dough.
It's super easy.
super easy.
Yep.
And a great confidence builder for sure. Now here I'm gonna drizzle a slice here with my favorite hot honey. Like that's all the craze these days, right? AR's hot honey is sponsoring this. These bottles are not cheap. I mean, they're affordable enough, but he was nice enough to send us along enough for every single classmate.
Yep. It's a really good hot honey. It's got a great flavor. I don't know. There's a mild and a hot version. Or did they send the mild? Which one did they send?
This one's the mild.
Yeah.
I think there's a little bit of. I didn't even open the box yet. This is my own personal stash.
Yeah.
Oh, show him that. Show him that. What is that? He just went in the kitchen and got.
Yeah, be careful.
You know
that's
sharp.
sharp.
Yeah, that's sharp, but that's a knife. He made that. This guy right here. He made that. That's his. That's his name on it.
Who's that guy?
That is the Frico King.
He's
right
the
there.
Frico King?
Mm-hmm. That's him.
Can I listen to him?
And then the other guy is the Frico Prince, and you're the Pizza Prince. What? Oh,
So we got the AR's hot honey.
what else?
The
Let's
urban
see.
slicer. What else do we have there that we didn't mention?
Let's see. Well, grande cheese, Stanislaus, they're helping us out. Those are going to be ingredients that we're going to work with, right? Now, while we're there, though, this I'm going to show this just because I have one in the fridge. But
The lattes.
the Bush lattes. So Northeast Eagle Distributors is sponsoring an open bar. So there'll be some beverages available for all of our 12 students there. I think there's some wine, some seltzer, some beer. And perhaps if we're lucky enough, maybe the lattes will be available. There you go, Douglas Stark. Doug, do you have the Frico King one or similar one?
Pull my camera closer here now that I'm done making pizza. You don't need to see the workspace.
Yeah.
There we go.
The Frico King looks like you.
The Frico King, because he's wearing a hat too and a red shirt.
We're both wearing red shirts. You know what? You know why I like to wear a red shirt when I'm making pizza?
Why's that?
So you don't see the sauce you spill on your shirt.
I didn't know. I used to always wear a shirt of color, like dark color,
Remember when you got
because
me?
I wanted people to see me with flour on me, so that I could say that I was making pizza. I was weird, very very strange. And if you ask my buddies, I would always show up after work to the party with my work shirt on. I don't. It's kind of a weird thing, but it was 11, 12 o'clock at night, whatever. But I didn't change before I went to the party. I usually brought pizza, so everybody was cool with my sort of food smell. But
Yeah.
I did take a certain amount of pride in being covered with flour. So kind of weird, I know.
There you go.
That's what it is. The other sponsors, we have Anna Capri Foods and the Pizza Fellas podcast, and I think Webster Store. They have some stuff on the way for us as well.
Yep.
They're actually sponsoring the aprons, if you can see that. I don't know if you can, but
Yeah.
we had these custom patches, NEPA Pizza Review, JimmyHank Masterclass here. We had those made by Steamtown Customs, really cool. I also got you and the Frico Prince a hat with this patch on it coming.
Nice.
So pretty excited about that.
Yeah,
And,
the aprons the aprons are super cool, and everybody that signs up for the class is going to get one of those. So
I'm excited. It's comfortable, and we're shooting for a nice quality chef apron here, and the custom patch I think is just really cool. So
yeah.
that was something that I definitely wanted to have.
Now my
for
daughter's
everybody.
coming out here. See if you want a slice? Buffalo chicken?
Pepperoni.
Buffalo and pepperoni? No, you don't want it? Okay. All right.
So I guess
We
you guys
had a comment there. Somebody said something. Oh, Curran's going in to watch TV. Somebody
Hey, buddy, good to see
said, I think I saw a comment about King Arthur. What about King Arthur flour?
King Arthur.
So King Arthur is one of my favorites. Again, I use that for my Detroits, which you'll learn in the class. I love the Sir Lancelot, which is their high gluten bread flour. It's like a 14.2% protein content. Really, really good flour, really consistent. You can find it anywhere. I mean, you can find King Arthur flour at any grocery store in the United States. Like it's produced in Vermont, so I always like the feel like it's more like East Coast and local because it's not, it's Vermont. So I'm not quite sure where they source their wheat from, but it's a great flour, super consistent, really good for Detroit pizza and pan pizzas. You get a really nice crumb and really solid structure with that flour.
Could not agree more. Anybody that's starting out, like this Caputo flour is excellent. We obviously we play with a lot of flours, test a lot of flours, but